Alright guys, welcome back to the freaking channel. We are back on the OBS LBZ build. Because if you guys saw the last video, this weekend, today's Monday, this weekend, it's gonna look like a truck again. We got the guys coming around, or you know, we're getting the guys together. We're gonna be, I'm so excited. Anyway, and then the following day after that, which we have our brake lines coming for our girl Lola. Shout out to our boy Bogema for that. Good buddy Bogema coming in clutch as always. And then we're gonna hit us a sled pull. So anyway, to the meat and potatoes of today's video. We have us here a box of suspension and steering for the front of the truck. So what we're gonna do, because that's not gonna. There we go. This side of the truck has yet to be completed. The only thing that's done on that side is we got our guide pins for our camber bolts. So we have our fresh camber bolts. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get the upper and lower control arms on. We'll get the steering knuckle in there. And then we have our fresh Timken wheel bearing here, just like that we have on this side. So we'll be able to have the truck back on all fours. We have our fresh up pipes here from Profab, and we're going to go ahead and get them installed on the back. And also, for those of you that have time to do this, you guys see how crusty my my glow plugs and shit are? These bolts were that crusty, man. I just spent a couple days just soaking these things down with PB Blaster, and I tell you what, man, it worked wonders. So we're hoping that at least the goal is that I can get those out clean without breaking anything. Even though the majority of this stuff is for mock-up, I don't want to have to set the cab on there and then a couple days later slide it back, so I got to chase a bolt or this, that, or the other thing. Even though the cab and all that is going on it, we're not going to be done with it like I said that we were going to be. We're still going to forge ahead on a few free things, or, you know, spend a couple bucks out of pocket, because there's nothing ever really free. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up. Let's jump into the live action. Passenger side all buttoned up. Well, at least as far as I'm gonna get it. Like I did on the, whoops. There we go. Sorry, difficulties. Anyway, as I've said before, I bent that tie rod. Typical Duramax, straight out the hole. But anyway, what I ended up doing, that tie rod's all I can look at now. I'm gonna have to switch that out. So anyway, as you guys saw, I went absolutely ham with the anti-seize putting this stuff together. Again, I know these aren't fresh parts. I mentioned many times before in previous videos, putting this truck back together. This is all a part of the mock-up phase. That's why I haven't done any prep work on the body. So I haven't done any real prep work on the chassis. That's why I've just been throwing parts at it. This is all strictly mock-up. There's a lot of heavy fabrication that's got to happen with this chassis, with this truck. So it's okay. If you guys have ever built a hot rod or a motorcycle, anything like that, you knock out all your fabrication work before you start doing all the paint and powder coat and all of that. So just bear with me. But anyway, now that we've gotten that far, there's a couple things that I got to make on the bench, which we're going to save for another video. So now I'm going to try my hand at getting these up pipes off. I know the down pipe will come off easy. I've already had that off, but hopefully, like I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, that PB Blaster, hopefully it did me justice. They look good, but we'll see. So let's see what we can or can't make happen. Now I'm gonna shoot completely straight with you. I had zero expectations that they were gonna come out that nice. Although I might have just shot myself in the foot for when I do the other one, but you guys can see the difference. We have our Profab driver side up pipe here, and then we have the factory one. One of the biggest differences that you can see here is just how pinched and bent that is, where this right here, this is a nice clean bend. You know, it's got the larger bellow, so should help that Duramax breathe a hell of a lot better. So I'm going to line these up. And I'm also actually going to do some testing with a different downpipe that I have for Leah. And we are actually going to throw the LB7 turbo on the LBZ for just a minute, along with these up pipes here. And I just want to make sure that the bellows, especially on the passenger side here, things get a little tight. So I want to make sure that, you know, it's pretty decent to get to, because I mean, we're gonna have her transmission out, so it should make a life a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on fast forward, back to time lapse, and hopefully I didn't just shoot myself in the foot, but hopefully it goes a little nicer. We've got the old up pipes here. Unfortunately, we did have focus, darling. Maybe not. Let's try it this way. Throw a little zoom on. There we go. We did have one casualty, but there's enough left on there to we'll be able to back that rig out. But we did end up getting the Profab up pipes on the back of the LBZ. And now I know a lot of people are going to be sitting there going, why are you doing those if you haven't done manifolds? In due time, basic bitch. In due time. And I only call you that not to be mean, but it's because I don't know you personally. I don't know your name. But anyway, that's about as far as that we are going to make it today. Honestly, it felt really, really good to get out here and get some progress done. I'm super excited, and honestly, I cannot wait to see the body go down on this thing. And I feel like once that happens, that whole, well, you know, I'm just going to set it together, that way I can move it, and I think that shit's going right out the window. I said, you know, one thing that we will be doing is we will be switching out the turbo here, putting the LB7 charger in, just to make sure that the part number that we have here will clear, because these are just temporary. We will be putting the Profab manifolds and up pipes on there as well, along with the down pipe, like what we have on our girl Lana out there. And should make for a good time on that. You know, again, you see how much larger that this is. We want to see how close that we can get it to our firewall on the OBS. And then we will end up yanking all these injectors out. We will end up yanking all the glow plugs out. You know, when we go to do the turbo, probably going to take the top half of the motor off, pull the intake runners. And that'll be for nothing more than just to, one, look at the inside of the engine, along with pulling the valve covers. I want to get everything oiled. kind of take it all apart, you know, throw some assembly lube on everything. Again, this engine is temporary. This is our core. It does run, but we're gonna attempt to have some fun and play with this one first, before we move on to bigger things with it. But this way we can make sure that everything inside is good and, you know, broken loose. There's no metal on metal. But also when we go to put the cab on this truck, because as we know, the classic body styles here have so much room to work with, we want to make sure that if we ever have to get up in this thing's guts, it's a competition truck. And this one right here is, it ain't the first time I've blown this truck up, and trust me, it ain't gonna be the last. So there's gonna be, things are gonna have to come in and out of it, and again, this cab, this body was not set up to work around the Duramax or the Allison combination, so it is to make my life completely easier. So now that I've done Nod Your Ear Off, just, you know, there's a playlist on my channel, go check it out. It's the start and finish of this truck. I'm super excited. Pretty much, I mean, along with that being said, I'm gonna put the typical YouTuber bullshit up top. Really though, guys, it does help with the channel analytics. I know I've been quiet for a little bit, you know, kind of getting my own personal shit put together, but we are hitting it hard, and I refuse to let the momentum die down this time. I'm so excited I can't even talk. So anyway, you guys know what to do. Take care, God bless, be good to one another, and as always, we'll see you on the next one, guys. See ya.